In this video, I'll show you how you can connect AI to the application that you're using. We'll be covering how to do it in Claude, but you can do a similar thing using ChatGPT. We'll be connecting to SmartLead. SmartLead is a sending platform for cold emails. So you can load email accounts here, create campaigns, respond to prospects, and so on. So it has a bunch of functionalities. And if you have a large number of emails and leads, it can get hard to manage and look at everything at once. So we created a MCP server. I'll explain that in more detail later on. The important thing is that it's connected as a tool here, and then Claude can access it and perform certain actions that we've defined. So I'll show you a couple of quick questions just to give you an idea of what's possible. And then we can cover the more technical things, but the focus will be on giving you idea how to leverage this technology. So let's ask what is the best performing campaign. SmartLead. Now it needs to pull the data, and it will use one of the tools. So you can see this one. And once it gets all the data, it will leverage the Sonnet model to perform the analysis and give you some insights. And that's the real power. Because if you're just using scripts, then you get the data and you need to write custom code or do it by hand. This way, you can get the data to AI and then use AI to perform the analysis and recommend next actions. And as you can see here, it also specified different criteria because I didn't tell it what to use. So that's the part that I mentioned, that it will figure some things out without explicitly being programmed. So if we want to see what email accounts have been used in that one, because we can ask that also. And then now it will leverage a different tool to get the data that we ask. And when you're designing these tools, you have to think about what are some things that you will normally do through the application. Then you create tools and you enable AI to do it using those tools. So it's trying to find and then find it in the end. As you can see, it uses a couple of tools until it reaches the goal. So these are the sender count. This is an old campaign that I was running, so it's paused. So let's increase the sending limit for these accounts. Accounts by send. We'll be increasing the limit, and as you can see, I didn't explicitly specify what accounts. It needs to find from the context that these are the accounts that we want, and it should add some numbers that are in this range. Once we have that, we'll take a look and see did it really increase the limits. I'll then show you other tools that we have, so not to go over everything, and then we can discuss what are some other things that you can do that are interesting. And yeah, so you can see that it performs the action as we intended. This way, you can do all of the things that you do day to day, but the emails. So you can check the warm-up health of all the emails. You can get summaries. You can send responses, add leads, delete leads, and so on. So the possibilities are pretty endless. You take a look at what you're doing manually, and then you can add it as a tool and then connect it to Claude. And this is powerful because you can create a big script and give it 5 or 10 things it should do, run it, and then it will analyze the data and keep doing it. With ChatGPT, you can even create a task. So this happens every day. And then, for instance, it can access something each morning and then perform certain actions. So it's like you have a VA doing something and you don't have to do it manually. You can connect some of the tools that already exist, like Gmail, calendar, and so on. So that's probably the lowest hanging fruit that you can access. But if you want to make something more specific, then you have to create something that's called an MCP server. So there is documentation on how to do it. And if you're interested, send me a message on YouTube and then I can follow up with some more materials. But the main idea is that you find the application and it needs to have an open API so you can access the data and then you can define the tools that I mentioned. It is a little bit lagging because I've loaded a bunch of different things in it, but that's all that I wanted to cover. So let me know if you have any questions and then we can cover the MCP servers in more detail. But how should you think about MCP servers? That's a communication tool between AI and the applications that you're already using. So it can be a CRM like HubSpot, or it can be SmartLead or Trello, Asana, Jira, any other tool, or even a database. And by exposing those tools, you can let AI work directly with them. And as I mentioned, when you schedule those tasks or create some integrations with Zapier that are triggered, it's like you're having an assistant do some actions and you don't need anyone to manually do it. If you want to automate something or you want more information on this, I'll leave a link in the description where you can submit your automation requests and I'll send you a plan on how to do it.